So today we are looking at the Zorin OS 17.2 Lite edition. So let's quickly boot it in the live boot. So here are the options like install Zorin OS, install Zorin OS safe graphics, or install Zorin OS modern NVIDIA drivers. You can try or live install the Zorin OS from here. So let's quickly boot it in the live boot. So I'm not choosing the modern NVIDIA drivers, I'm just going to choose the normal boot option. So this is the Lite edition. So I already made the full edition. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out in my channel, which is already available. So this is the Lite edition. I guess it's for the low-end PC. So let's see how much of resources it's going to consume, and we're going to continue all those other things. So I already discussed everything about the Zorin OS 17.2. So all the changes and all the features, I already explained everything in that 17.2 full edition video. So it's better to watch that video. So I'm just going to show you all the resources and how it's going to perform in the Lite edition. So I'm going to press Ctrl C to cancel the checking. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So this is the latest version of Zorin OS 17.2 Lite edition. So you should be seeing the XFCE desktop environment, and the country of origin of the Zorin OS is Ireland, if you don't know. And the desktop environments you get is the GNOME version and also XFCE version. So I already made the GNOME version video. So here is our XFCE version, and of editions available in the Zorin OS also. And here you can see the same wallpaper you see in the Lite edition and the GNOME edition or in the full edition. So let's see how much of resources it's going to take. And it took like 1.5 minutes to load up the desktop layout. So the booting process was very much quick. So it's going to take a few more seconds and we should be seeing our desktop layout loaded. So there are a few changes about the 17.2 which I already discussed everything in the Zorin OS 17.2 GNOME edition. So I already posted like 2 videos daily because I'll be posting 2 videos daily. So I already posted another video today, which is KOS Linux, which is 2024.09 edition. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe because I'll be posting 2 videos daily. I've been doing from almost like 7 years. So if you want any Linux distro videos, you can subscribe. As soon as the ISO files are released, I'm going to make a video on it, so you will be getting all the latest news, so you don't need to worry about anything. And still you should be seeing the mouse loading screen still, so we don't see any desktop layout or anything loaded completely. So I think we need to wait for a few more seconds, I guess. So it should be counting like almost like 2 minutes of completion, like 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. So usually the booting process will take between 1 minute to 3 minutes in my virtual machines. And also there will be some user experience difference in the virtual machine when compared to the bare metal, because virtual machines sometimes have like a bit of lag here and there. So most of the cases there will be running properly, but in some rare cases there will be some lag. And here you can see you can choose the live boot or you can install Zorin OS. So in my opinion or in my perspective, it's always a better option to try it in the live boot first. If you're satisfied without any bugs or anything, you can install it later, because the installer will be already available in the desktop layout or in the desktop. So you don't need to worry about the installation application. And I'm going to choose the languages. So here you can choose the languages. I'm choosing the English. Try Zorin OS. So if you want any language, you can find the language available right here. So I think it's going to take a few more seconds, I guess. So usually the Lite edition should be very quick, but in this case it's taking a bit of time. It's going to be way different when you try it on the bare metal. So bare metal will be consuming a bit lesser resources and also the CPU percentage. So here we should be seeing the XFCE desktop environment. Let's see what version we get of the XFCE desktop environment. So my guess is like you should be getting 4.18.1, so that's the latest version. And you already have the installer right here, so you don't need to worry about anything. So let me first change the display settings. Go to settings and let's change my monitor resolution, which is 1920 into 1080. Here is our display. Let me find 1920 into 1080 with a 16:9 ratio. Keep this configuration. Let's close everything. Let's open the task manager. So before that, let's see what applications you get in the Lite edition. So in the accessories, you should be getting this many of applications. In the graphics, just the basic things. In the internet, the Firefox, Thunderbird and Remina. On the multimedia, you get some media players, Rhythm Box and Cheese. And in the Office suite, you should be getting LibreOffice and Document Viewer. And in the settings, you should be getting like a appearance and all the other things also, like a software and updates, software updater, like a tweaks and all those things. You get the Zorin OS appearance in the Lite edition also. Under the system, you should be seeing all the other things. So let's open the task manager. So in the GNOME version, you should be getting the GNOME system monitor, and here you should be getting the XFCE because XFCE has the task manager. So here is all the process running right now. So you need to run like a few seconds to get whether the CPU is running properly or not. So if we see any stable graph if the graph is pretty much stable, then we can consider it's pretty much stable running without any issues. And it's consuming like a 1.5 GB. It's pretty much weird because XFCE doesn't consume this much of resources. So it will be a bit different in the bare metal, and also I thought it will be consuming like a 1.1 GB maximum, but it's consuming like a 1.7 GB. So these are all the process or the tasks running in the background or when you start up the desktop layout or the Linux distro. So here is the about 1.5.7 of our task manager. So I'm going to keep the task manager in the right side corner throughout the video so you can see all the changes, and you can decide whether to use this Lite version or you can choose whether the full edition version. So let me change the wallpaper because it was in the same like a GNOME version also. So let's change it so we can see any changes here. So this one looks kind of good, so I'm going to keep this one. So you get a bunch of wallpapers. Here are the menus, icons. If you want, you can add the home folder, file system and all those things. Let's close it. Let's open the internet browser. Let me show you how to download the Zorin OS Lite edition and also some kernel information and all those things. So let's go to the settings. Let me find the about XFCE. So I kept everything as a default, so there is literally no changes. So here is nothing. So I'm going to show you all the information in the terminal about the XFCE version and all those things. So I think we should be getting the same version of the Firefox from the full version in the also the Lite edition. So here you should be seeing the same version, which is 130.0.1 64-bit. So let me type in about support. Just hit enter. Let's type in Linux kernel. Hit enter. I'm using a VPN, so that's the reason there is some different language. I don't know what language it is, but it's okay. So let's type in also the Zorin OS system requirements. Zorin system requirements, and let's change it to English again. So here are the system requirements. So I want to show you every important information, so I don't want to miss anything. So the version 130 of a Firefox, distribution ID Zorin, update channel, release, user agent which is unnecessary. So Linux kernel you should be getting 6.8.0. So let's go to the Linux kernel website. So this is the Linux kernel website. Here you should be getting all the information of the Linux kernel. Like a mainline is a 6.11, stable version right now is 6.10.11. Here are the long term. Here are the dates of release of this specific version, but in order to get all the complete information, you just need to click on releases. Here is the long-term version or the LTS version or end of life will be right here. And for the pre-patch or R, if it's called like a RC, then it's a release candidate. If it's called like a mainline, here you should be getting some description about the mainline. And if it's called as a stable, you should be seeing all the information right here. And for the long term, which is this type of versions, you should be seeing information right here. And in order to get the kernel information, you just need to type in like a uname-r and you should be getting the kernel information. So we are using 6.8 and here is the system requirements. So minimum hardware specification. So these are all the requirements: CPU 1 GHz dual core, RAM 1.5 GB, storage 15 GB for the core, 32 GB for the education and 40 GB for the pro. So you have complete information about the Zorin OS system requirements. About the display, you need to have like a 1024x768 resolution. For the Mac computers with the Intel processor, you need to have this much of requirements. For the Apple silicon processors, you need to have this much of resources. For the Microsoft Surface devices, like this, and for the ARM frameworks, Chromebook. So you got all the information about all the architectures like a Raspberry Pi and all those things. So you just need to get all the information right here. You can just pause the video and read everything from here, or else you can just go to the website to get all the information. Let's get back to the browser and get some other information. So our OS theme is the same, like a Zorin Blue Lite, and both sides is same. 7.7 GB. I already mentioned like I'm using a 8 GB of RAM for the virtual machine, and disk space is 3.3 GB. So here is some browser information which is unnecessary for the video, but if you consider it as important, you can just read everything right here. When you scroll it down, you should be seeing the Mesa LLVM pipe information, and also here you should be seeing the same thing. And the desktop environment is XFCE, window protocol is X11, and here is the Mesa information 23.2.1.0. Here is the monitor resolution, which I already showed you in the beginning. So these are some other information about the browser. You can just pause the video if you want. So let's go to the official website. So you just need to type in like a Zorin OS and you should be getting the official website. So here is the Zorin OS 17.2, which I already made a video. So here is the complete information of the Zorin OS. But if you want some Zorin OS 17.2, you can just go up and get all the information. So right here, just click here and you should be getting all the information of 17.2. And what's new is the Zorin appearance, making the desktop more customizable than ever before. So I already showed you about all those things. So just click on the Zorin appearance, go to the theme and change the Advaita, and there is like a scroll bar which is like a, as you can see when I'm hovering over the scroll bar, it's like a bit of thicker now. So that's the new change. So the Zorin appearance is not opening, so I don't know why. And a new window section. So here you should be seeing the window section completely, and the toggle hover scroll bar, which I already mentioned. So it's kind of bulky now, or a bit thicker now. And the latest LibreOffice version, you should be getting the LibreOffice version 24.8 version. And newer apps, because there are a lot of updated apps or the latest applications. For example, like a Firefox, you should be getting the latest version, which is 130.0.1, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So there is also beta version of the Firefox available right now, which is 131, and the stable version is 130.0.1. And better security and compatibility. So these are all the changes. You should be getting the same version of the Linux kernel as the Ubuntu 24.04.LTS. So if you don't know the latest version, which is there is a 0.1 update of the Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS, and you should be getting the same kernel, which is 6.8. And the Zorin OS version series will continue to get support and software updates and security patches until June 2027. So it's clearly up to you to decide whether to use this or not. It has a good support. And if you tried the 17.2, do let me in the comment section. I already made a video like a 4 days back of the GNOME version. And also the appearance is not still opening. So I don't think so there is some issues or not. But we got, however, the appearance. So here are the themes, here is the desktop, here are the fonts. You shouldn't be seeing any additional things here, so you don't see like a FX, desktop, window, interface and fonts, because this is a Lite edition. So I already showed everything in the GNOME version or the full version of the Zorin OS 17.2. So in the Lite edition you don't see anything, just the basic things, and also the options are missing like a FX, the Windows, and also interface is also missing. So if you want anything, you can just get that video which is already available in my channel. But if you want the Lite edition, here is the other changes from when compared to the full version to the Lite version. So these are all the main changes we already mentioned. So here is scroll bar, which is same in Lite edition and also in the full edition. About the applications, I'm going to go through all those things. So these are all the appearance things. You can change the theme to black and white. You can change it to completely black. So it's clearly customizable. You can do whatever you want. And also, even if it's a Lite version, it's consuming a lot of resources, as you can see, like a 2.2 GB. I think in the bare metal it's going to be performing way better, I guess. But in the virtual machines it's having like this. So it's consuming like a 2.2 GB. And you should be seeing a bit of difference in the bare metal, maybe like a 400-500 MB of difference in the RAM. CPU percentage will be a bit like a 4-5% lesser also in the bare metal. So we got all the information. In order to download, you just need to click on download, and you should be getting all the edition like a 17.2 Pro, the core version which I already made, and I think I can call it as like a full edition, but it's a core edition which is already available in my channel. So if you get this version, you should be seeing all the changes and all those things like appearance. I already showed everything in that video. So the video is completely everything. I didn't miss any of the things in that video. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. Here is the education edition, and here is the other information like a comparison. And in order to get the Lite edition, looking for a Zorin OS Lite, just click here, and it will take directly till here to the other link or the other website of the, or maybe the another tab, you can call it like that. Zorin OS Lite will continue to be available in the Zorin OS 17 and Zorin OS 18 release series. And also we commit to making the Lite edition of Zorin OS available in the Zorin OS 17, 18 release series. That means Zorin OS Lite will continue to be fully supported and maintained until June 2029. So this is the it is supported and maintained until June 2029. So that's a good thing here. Why Zorin OS Lite? So these are all some information about the Zorin OS Lite. In order to download, you just need to click on the Zorin OS 17.2 Lite, and you should be getting all the information. Like it's based on XFCE 4.18 refreshed software store. So these are all the same things, so I'm not going to go through all those things. Long-term support until 2027. Zorin OS 17 will be supported until software updates, security patches until at least June 2027. But here is some information which I already mentioned. So that means Zorin OS Lite will continue to be fully supported and maintained until at least June 2029. So it's maintained until at least like June 2029. So this is some information about the Zorin OS Lite edition. So I already showed you how to download also. So let me click on the download, and I'm going to show you that also. So if you want another servers, you can click here. And if you want to download from here, you can download. The ISO file size is around like a 3.3 GB. So we got all the information from the Zorin OS official website. Let's close everything. I already showed you the system requirements and also the Linux kernel. Let me show you the installer. I'm not going to install. I'm going to show you what are the changes in the installer. So I don't think there will be no changes, but somehow I don't want to miss anything. I want to show everything in that every Linux distro. So that's the reason I'm going to show all those things. So again, the same installer, nothing changed. Choose the language, click on continue. There are a lot of languages available. Keyboard layout, choose your language for the keyboard layout. The variant, you can test your keyboard right here. Click on continue. And updates and other software, do not participate in the census. Here is like a download updates while installing Zorin OS, third party, graphics and all those things. So I'm going to click on continue. It's going to take a few seconds here, like a 30-40 seconds. So we don't want to wait and waste our time here. Let's check some desktop features. So you should be seeing some round corners in the date and time. Here is the power option. So I kept everything as a default, so you shouldn't be seeing any changes. Everything as a default. Volume, here is our notification. You get the nice round corners in the Zorin OS. So I kept everything as a default again in the notifications, nothing turned off or nothing turned on. So here you can see the groups, keyboard, configure. If you want to configure, you can configure. Here is the internet connections. If you want to edit connections, you can do it. Connection information. So you can customize all those things. So installation type, again same thing. Zorin file manager is 4.18.8. Advanced features, everything is same. So there is nothing changed here. You get the same older installer. So I already showed you the desktop backgrounds also. So what else we left here? So I don't want to make a video lengthy, so that's the reason I'm hurrying up everything, because it's just a light edition. You don't need to have like a major information about from this Zorin OS Lite edition. So I already mentioned every changes. I already showed everything in the core edition. So it will be a waste of time to show same things, and instead of ruining your time, it's better to get all the other things which I missed. Not the missed things, I just want to show you what's the difference in the Lite edition and also in the core edition. So you can see there are some appearance settings are missing from Zorin appearance. So about, you should be getting the XFCE terminal 1.1.3. Let me change the preference, let me change the color. So you should be seeing same settings, nothing changed here, same shortcuts. Appearance, I want to keep solid color in the background. I want to load the preset which is black and white, so you can see everything properly. So let's try the Neofetch. So Neofetch is not installed. So instead of Neofetch, let me type in fast fetch sudo apt install fast fetch. So we need to reload all the, we need to upgrade all the packages. So let's try the Neofetch. Let's try to install. You should be getting the same information again. So let's try to install. It's going to type in Y. So let me type in Y, and here you should be seeing the installation of Neofetch. So there is also like a fast fetch and other things similar to the Neofetch. You can install whatever you want. So it's going to take few more seconds here. And about the store, here is our store, the file manager. So I already showed you the file manager version, which is 4.18.8. So here you can customize, nothing changes in the file manager preference, everything is same. And the software store going to take like a few more seconds, so we're just going to close it, or let's minimize it. Let's type in Neofetch. Hit enter. Here you should be seeing Zorin OS 17.2. You don't see any Lite or core edition in the operating system here. Kernel version, which is same. Uptime is almost 23 minutes. 2035 dpkg and 12 flatpak. Shell bash version is 5.1.6. Monitor resolution, which I already mentioned. Desktop environment, already mentioned. Here is the themes and the terminal font, my CPU, the RAM consumption. So it's not performing like a XFCE desktop environment. It's performing kinda like a GNOME one, because it's consuming like a 2.2 GB. I don't know why the XFCE is consuming this much of resources. Maybe it will be consuming lesser resources in the bare metal, then I will be happy. So if you're trying this version, do let me know in the comment section how it's performing in the bare metal. So let me type in inxi-sv8. Here we should be getting all the distro information. Let's go through one by one or step by step. Host Zorin OS kernel already mentioned, 64-bit, compiler not available, desktop 4.18.1, GTK version 3.24.33, XFWM version 4.18.0, and it's based on Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, Jammy Jellyfish, and the Lite DM version is 1.3.0. Here is some virtual machine information which is unnecessary for the video. RAM available is 7.7 GB, used is 2.22 GB. Here is my CPU. So it's unnecessary, which is vulnerability, flags and all those things. So if you want anything, you just need to pause the video and read everything. Let's continue with the graphics. VMWGFX version is 2.20.0. And display is X11, server Xarch version 1.21.1.4, XFWM version is 4.18.0. Here is my monitor resolution. Here is the OpenGL, which is LLVM version is 4.3, Mesa is 23.2.1, and I'm sitting away from the monitor, so that's the reason I can't properly read. But if you can see everything, you can just pause the video and read everything. Let's continue with the audio. ELSA version is right here, Pulse Audio version is 15.99.1, Pipewire version is 0.3.48. Here is the network information, the Bluetooth, drives, partitions, USB, sensors, repos, which is unnecessary for the video. So process 308, uptime is 24 minutes, backups 228, init systemd version is 249, shell bash version, which I already mentioned, INX version is 3.3.13. So let me type in cat /etc/issue, just hit enter. You should be seeing Zorin OS 17.2. So we got all the information, I guess. What else we left here? Let's do a stress test, and we are going to end the video. So about the software store, let's try to open it again. So it's still not loading. About software, here is the version, which is 45.3, and here are all the installed applications. So here are all the updates. So everything is up to date. Let's try to see the software repositories. So again, it's taking a bit of delay or maybe kind of lag. So here is some information. Authentication, updates. So the system has updates active until 06/01/2027. So if you want to change anything, you can change. I kept everything as a default. Installed. Preference. If you want to change any preference, you can do it. About the software, we already mentioned, and it crashed. So I minimized in the beginning, but it crashed again. It's going to crash again. So I don't know, is there any like a bug or any crash like that, but when you open the software store, it's going to crash. So I'm going to keep it like that, and we are going to do a stress test. Let me open a bunch of applications and see how much of resource it's going to consume. So whether it's suitable for day-to-day tasks or not, let's find out. LibreOffice. Let's open the LibreOffice also. So even I have like more than the recommended requirements. It should be showing some issues. Till now I didn't face any issues, just the software store getting crashed 2 times. In the system, what we have here, so we don't have anything here. So here is the Windows app support, and in the settings, here are the appearance. What else we have in the system? Let's go. Already opened the Windows app support, so let's go to the settings. So mouse and touchpad, notifications, everything is same, so it's a waste of time to open anything here. So let me show you upgrade Zorin OS. Let's check the task manager. So this is how it's performing. So you just need to ignore this percentage because we opened all the applications at once, so that's the reason you should be seeing a high graph here. but most of the cases the CPU is pretty much unstable throughout the video. As you can see, there is like a high graph, low graph, so it's pretty much unstable. But it's going to be totally different on the bare metal. If you want to try it, you can try it. It's a stable ISO file. So it's consuming 3.1 GB after opening a bunch of applications. Let's try to switch the applications whether we see any lag or any crashes. So everything is switching instantly, no lag or any delay. But I don't know why the software store closed like 2 times. Even I opened in the background, it automatically closed. And right in front of you, when I opened the software store, it automatically closed. I don't know what's the issue, but that's the things we are seeing in the video. So totally other than that, everything is working fine in my point of view. So install Zorin OS before upgrading. So in order to upgrade to the Pro version or any other version, you just need to install it first. So let's check the LibreOffice version, because it already mentioned that they have like a latest LibreOffice version 24.8.1.2, and the image viewer, here is the version 0.13.1. Here is the window app support. If you want to install, you can install. Here are the packages. Here is the version. File manager, which I already showed you, and also the browser information already mentioned in the beginning, like a 130.0.1 version. About the text editor, here you should be seeing 41.0. Thunderbird, you should be getting the Supernova, I guess. So you get the Supernova. So the software store is closed again. So these are all the themes you get. So if you want to change to light, darker, you can choose whatever you want. So this one kind of looks good. It is the gray dark, orange dark, purple dark. So there are a lot of themes available right here. Here are the icons. So these are all the customization things. It's clearly up to you to customize whatever you want. So I think I'm going to end the video because we pretty much covered most of the Lite edition information. So if I left anything, do let me know in the comment section. In my point of view, I covered everything. So this is how it performed in my PC or in the virtual machine. So this is the Lite edition. If you want the core edition, there is already a video available in my channel. If you want to check that out, you can check it out. So this is how it performed. These are all my thoughts. And I'm going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. Let's go to screen. Few seconds and you should be seeing the logout screen. So in the background, it's kind of looks quite nice, like a macOS style blurry background. And here are XFCE session and the Lite session. If you want to change the session, you can change it. Here is the languages. Here are the accessibility. Here is Zorin OS, date and time. So I think I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out. And if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. So it's better to turn on the notification as soon as the video is available. You should be seeing the videos. So, thanks for watching.